Los! TSM is back and we're online, and Justice Eternally AFK is back for the classic shoutcast of Justice and Wolwitch, Axis Goat, Allied Squirrel. Buddy, it's great to be back with you in the War Room after such a long time, and on one of our favorite maps of all time, MP Assault. Justice, welcome back.
Well, thanks to be back, Warwitch. I'm feeling good. How are you doing, buddy?
Yeah, I'm doing great. I've already had a warm-up match in MP Village. Good. Thank you. Between Darkseid and the team that must not be named. They will not talk about it. They blew goats. Bad game. But we got a great game coming up for you tonight. Uprise versus LiQuiD in round 3. This is the first matchup of round 3. BoB 2, round 3 on MP Assault tonight. I'm in server. Justice, where do you want to start? You want to talk about the map? Talk about BoB 2? I'll hand it to you.
Well, I suppose we should start out talking about the map here, buddy. MP Assault, one of our favorites, as you mentioned earlier. And wow, we're just looking at the 6-on-5 here, so we should probably talk about it really quickly here. Warwitch, we're going to be expecting one of 2 defenses here tonight, and as you know, defense is all important on MP Assault.
Holy cow!
Defense.
Hold on.
Defending, it's really loud, buddy.
Yeah.
Okay. I can't even hear myself.
Yeah. No, it's the TSM Pavilion, man. It's crazy. It's wild in here. Packed thousands. All right, MP Assault. Let's talk about it. Go ahead.
All right. Like I was saying, 2 types of defense here we can expect. The outside defense and the inside defense. Basically what we're talking about here. Inside the garage. Some teams will stack up their team inside there and sort of hold off the attack, expecting the Axis team to attack via either underground or from the tarmac in the garage. Jesus, that's loud. And Warwitch, I'm really in the war zone here, buddy. I feel like I'm in the middle of Desert Storm Part 2.
Yeah, I tell you, we are your embedded shoutcasters here in the Team Sportscast Network, covering all the carnage. We've got all the shots for you. You know, in fact, I've got the perfect sounder for that. Here we go. Welcome to MSNBC. No, welcome to the Team Sportscast Network. Justice and I embedded.
Welcome to a lawsuit.
That's right.
Welcome to
in the battlefield. Uprise versus LiQuiD.
All right.
You were in the middle of talking about Assault, and I keep cutting you off.
I was. You were, and it's okay. I'm expecting it by now. Basically, what I was saying, 2 kinds of defense that we're going to look for. Most teams play outside, up top, around the bases of the towers now. Although we might see a little bit of inside defense. What you can basically expect is a lot of lieutenants and a whole lot of medics up and about in those hillocks, as Warwitch likes to say. They will be the medic armor class heavily, as there seems to be a lot of reviving that goes on around those towers. And you'll see also a Panzerfaust, probably a sniper. So soldier work definitely important on a map like this. Snipers to kind of whittle down the incoming Axis attack before they can actually get to the towers by sniping them down dead right onto the tarmac. And of course, we'll be expecting some gigantic Panzerfaust blasts as those Axis attack out of the spiral.
You know, voted one of the most popular maps in RTCW history, MP Assault, is exciting. You've got the tarmac, you've got the Axis bomber, and ironically enough, you have the Axis on the offensive, which is definitely a strange concept for the Wolf. Normally it's the Axis defending Germany. Now they take the offensive to take down that Allied comm tower. Only one objective, buddy, as far as the actual destruction, what you need to accomplish, but like you said, many different ways to approach, many different ways to defend, and unless you've got a team that really knows how to get it done, you are going to get shut down right here on MP Assault tonight. Uprise versus LiQuiD. These guys haven't gone all the way to round number 3. In fact, I'm going to load up the BoB 2 website as I hand it back to you, and I'm going to talk a little bit about who they've faced in combat so far. Justice, back to you.
All right, well, I can tell you this much. In Cal this past season, Uprise 7-3 was their record, and LQD LiQuiD team 4 wins and 5 losses. Of course, take into account that LQD is playing in the harder Eastern Division, and you might say that this is a pretty even matchup going into the game here tonight, round 3 of the BoB. And Warwitch, back to you with that info.
Well, I'm here at the BoB website, http or bob2.worldogl.com, if you'd like to take a look. Let me go ahead and scroll down here and find some matchup of these two teams. There we go. Uprise, having faced off the Raiders Coven, I believe I was there for that, a handy victory for Uprise. Uprise then against the Violent Infantry Brigade, took them down to come all the way to round number 3, facing LiQuiD, who have taken down RTCW Masters. And LiQuiD then against Hand of come out the victor now against perhaps their greatest opposition yet, Team Uprise. Someone's going to head off to round number 4, and that's really when things start to heat up, Justice. We've got some great teams upcoming through the rosters here on Babylon DOS Beachhead 2, NARF DT2, Team Aftermath High Voltage, Team Z NYX, GAT, Clan Capital, Darkside, Lot 2, Amish, Blocked on Target, Uprise, LiQuiD, Redemption, and Death Touch, who are now known as Affliction. Wild times ahead. How are things looking on the server?
Well, I'll tell you what, people are complaining about the pings now, as it looks like the Uprise team is having more than a couple players around 100 here. Looks like actually the entire team is above 90, and half of them above 100 with constant ping spikes. LQD not much better, although none of them seem to be above 100. They do have a few guys in the 90s, so we're talking about switching servers here, buddy.
Well, I guess that gives us time to dabble with some sounders. And we'll be back to talk about what's going on in the world of Wolf, mainly the Affliction Death Touch debacle. You've got a mission, ladies and fellas, soldiers and soldads, every one of you, grab your clans and teammates, let's get them in here. It's going to be an exciting game. Justice and Warwitch on the mic, don't happen every day. MP Assault, round 3, BoB 2. Get in there, let's get that number up to 100 plus. Stand by for the carnage, TSN.
BoB 2 is brought to you by EVGA.com. With their newest line of NVIDIA GeForce FX 5200-based graphics adapters, you'll not only get the GeForce FX 5200 GPU with the performance you would expect from NVIDIA, but you also get some of the best-in-class features, drivers, and reliability that has given EVGA.com one of the highest customer loyalty ratings in the industry. Asymmetric cooling, ease-of-use automated drivers, and unprecedented customer service, things that you can only get from EVGA.com, one of the proud sponsors of Battle on the Beachhead 2. Why is Speakeasy the best broadband provider on Earth? Reason number 67, the Speakeasy Tell a Friend program. Speakeasy subscribers who refer a friend for service receive a $25 reward. That's right, all you have to do is tell your buddy to switch to Speakeasy. Head a shake. Great rates, gamer focus, and kick-ass service means Speakeasy is your only high-speed choice. Join the thousands of gamers who've already made the switch and find out why Speakeasy
zum Stützpunkt mitnehmen. Wir kommen gleich an, also bereiten Sie alles vor. Dies ist der Schmerzenzug.
Yeah. Justice, hey, if it's loud, turn your headphones down, you wanker. See you tonight.
Yeah, but I can't hear you, buddy.
Oh, well, you know, you've got to hear my sexy voice. You know what I'm talking about. All right. I'll try to turn down my ventriloquist for you. But I hand it to you. You've been on server. 6 on 6. Why don't you tell us about the rosters? J-Man.
All right, well, we're looking at the starting lineups here. For Team Uprise, we've got Gnomish, Medi, Corollary, Cash, Moorman, and Knock. For Team LiQuiD, looking at Purple Rain, Shadow, Gorilla, Inferno, Abusive, and Pringles. We do have one member at 999 here, and the pings still not so good. So it's going to be an interesting situation here as we're waiting for OGL Inferno to say something. Now he's back. This is the server, and I bet you'll be worse on Chicago. So it looks like this is going to be it, and it looks like both teams are going to be high pingers here tonight, buddy.
Well, gives us a chance, I guess, to talk about some of the wild stuff going on in the world of Wolf right now. Let's talk about that Affliction Death Touch debacle. What are your thoughts about that?
Well, it's interesting. I haven't been kept abreast of the situation. I read the first, I don't know, 60 or so flames on ES Reality or wherever it was unleashed, and it was interesting. It was an interesting read. I'm not quite sure what the facts are, and so it's hard for me to comment exactly on what the situation is. I think there's some valid points in saying that Death Touch is still alive, albeit not with enough members to participate. But you know, Death Touch, that being from Democ's team. So I think on one hand, you got people saying, hey, if you want to join, if you want to split off and form Affliction, that's fine. But you're not playing in BoB 2, because Death Touch is playing in BoB 2. I think that's a valid point. Now, obviously, that point has been overturned by the BoB 2 officials saying, hey, there's 5 guys on the team, or more. They must have at least 6 to compete. So this is the team, and this team, known as whatever it will be known as, Affliction or Death Touch, whatever. These guys are who's going to be playing, and they're who's going to be signed up. They're still playing under the Death Touch name, I understand. But it's definitely not a cut and dry situation from my point of view.
Well, there's I guess that's a rundown from Justice P. You know, you guys were in BoB 2, and you faced, was it Locked On Target 2? Just recently? Yeah. I heard that was a mighty fine game. Ultimately a victory for LOT2, which it looks like LOT2 and LOT are still both in the running for BoB 2.
They are, and Locked On Target 2 is a talented team. I mean, these are guys that, you know, aren't just the scrubs from Locked On Target. They're actually some starters from the regular season Locked On Target team, mixed in with some guys that played regularly, and they've got a lot of talent. And I don't know that you can really consider them to be kind of a scrub team like you would, like people would consider Death Touch 2. Not me, of course. I love Death Touch 2, but you know, coming out with all these flames and accusations and the Death Touch and the Affliction and all that, Death Touch 2 took a lot of heat and a lot of trash talk, and it seems like that's maybe one of the sore points. One of the reasons that a lot of the Death Touch members broke off and decided to create their own clan, Affliction.
You know, it reminds me, back in the day, the clan capital Darkside heresy that occurred. Good times for that. Very interesting circumstance. I can't say they're exactly the same scenario, but it really does remind me of that situation where you had that clan capital convergence. The members of Darkside aborted mission. You know, good stuff, and both teams still around, and both teams back for BoB 2.
Yeah, I think the difference will be is Death Touch is not going to be left with much here. I mean, when the CK members left, they still had half of Darkside intact, and unfortunately the same cannot be said for Death Touch, as basically now it's just Demac, I believe. And so it's definitely going to be hard for him to take Death Touch 2 and turn it into a Cal M and a dominating team. I think they're at a very big disadvantage, and I think that's the difference between the situations. But yeah, I mean, the drama is the same. In fact, I think this drama is even a little bit more, because I think the CK thing was in the works for a while, and you know, so people had a little while to get accustomed to it. They didn't do it right in the middle of the tournament or anything like that. So not quite the same, but a lot of drama, a lot of excitement.
You know, talk about drama, the last game I just covered turned out to be a team, Digital Tactic, who apparently, I've been informed, are a series of, we like to call them from the tribes world, I'm not sure if it applies to Wolf, Smurfs. Is that the proper term?
Yeah, you can call it a Smurf. Okay. I guess RTCW doesn't have any special terminology, but yeah, go ahead.
For people who assume new names and take on a new team, a lot of people, a lot of top players from Wolf assuming some new names and heading into battle as Digital Tactic, and boy, they definitely came into that game with an attitude and quit trying halfway through. Bad times that last game. Hoping for a better matchup here tonight with Uprise versus LiQuiD, because we're not going to dwell on the negative. Not us, buddy. Waiting on 6 players. Still some dispute going on. Do
you remember, Warwitch? This reminds me, speaking of Assault, the match we casted oh so long ago where it was the French versus 4 Kings.
Oh, yeah. That was awesome, dude. Man, we made fun of the French the whole time, which I would like to say that I, you know, before this whole Iraq thing happened, before all Americans hated the French, I was making fun of the French, and I let the cat out of the bag that I've got French in me. I'm like 50% French. That blows, dude.
You're 50% freedom, buddy.
Oh.
50% freedom.
Man.
Booing the French.
I think we should invade France next. I think everybody agrees that France should be the next country to go down. But
I got a little joke for you, buddy.
All right, let's hear it.
French joke. Why does the Champs-Élysées have trees, nice, big, beautiful trees on either side of the road.
Why is that?
Well, it's so that when the Germans invade and take over France, they can walk in the shade, buddy. Oh, yeah.
I've heard that one, dude. Oh, that one's good. How about, I'm really bad with jokes, but there's one. All right, I'm going to try to get this one right. Why are French rifles so cheap?
Why are French rifles so cheap?
French rifles are so cheap because they've never been shot and only dropped once. Yeah!
Oh, it's true.
Oh, there was another one that I heard, but I can't remember.
Warwitch,
Good times.
we're live, buddy.
Oh.
Man, I'm spec locked. Good times.
Well, all right. Fight. Wild times. Let's get this shoutcast going on, shall we? You know, I'm a little disappointed in the amount of listeners that we have. Euro Wolf, always 120 plus. American Wolf, 40. Come on, guys! Show some support for the game!
Heroes kick our ass.
And let's get in game and get some listeners and kick some ass tonight. It's RTCW time. This is gonna deafen you. This is my loudest sounder, Justice. Eat that, sucker. TSN time, RTCW.
I have no idea what's going on.
LiQuiD versus Uprise. LiQuiD Allied Defense, Shadow, Purple Rain, Gorilla, Pringles, and Inferno, and Abusive on the LiQuiD team. Versus Uprise, Incoming Cash, Mindy, Nomish, Corollary, Mormon, and Knock. Let's move midfield right now. Justice, you're in server. You're half deaf, buddy. 8:42 on the clock. Here comes the Axis now storming across the tarmac. Let's get our game on, buddy. All you.
All right, well, I'm looking around, trying to find some of the Allied defense to see what's going on. The Axis are charging across that tarmac. Looks like we've got a couple members of the Allied squad inside the garage. Down there we've got Purple Rain, we've got Gorilla, and we have Pringles. 2 medics and a lieutenant, if I'm not mistaken. A little bit of action outside as Knock was shelled by Purple Rain's artillery support. No real Allied presence up top, but a whole bunch of them inside the garage. So they're definitely taking that first defense. Oh, booyah! Moorman was killed by his own teammate, Knock, and Inferno and Abuse to kill themselves. Axis team still outside by that big plane with the wings that are too small for its mass. They're kind of hovering around that spawn side ladder and are one-on-one-ing now, 2-on-2 situation here, buddy. Rifles only with a couple members of the Allies who have respawned inside the garage.
You know, and you learned it here that Justice P is an aerospace engineer talking about the plane here. Okay. 7:40 on the clock here tonight. Axis incoming round one, set
Look
one
at the
bomb.
plane. There's no way.
Yeah, you're right. That thing's pretty damn
The
fat,
wings
isn't
are
it?
too small.
Yeah, your lord. That's
It's
why I guess
huge.
that's why the Germans lost, is their planes suck. 7:26 on the clock here tonight. Luftwaffe is grounded. Allied defense, let's take a look. Incoming markers, incoming airstrikes across the tarmac near the Allied garage. Take a look at the axis here. We've got a medic, Moorman, just kind of making his way slowly across in front of the bomber now, inching his way forward, meeting very little opposition. Looking for Allied defense now, no sign of action. Here's some distant machine gun fire. Let's go down the spiral into the Allied garage where we do have an ally here, Purple Rain LQD on the spiral itself. The Allied ass kicker Gorilla down below medic, standing guard as we're waiting for any incoming at the now. Now it looks like Corollary is laying down the sniper, and Inferno is the first to go down with the snipe in the chest. 646, sporadic fighting. I see some incomings, the Axis team around the backhand side of the bomber. Justice, what are these guys up to?
Well, they're not going to be able to get through that crossfire that is inside the garage. We saw a couple members of the Axis squad. Oh, now we got a little bit of action as Cash and Nomis make their way up the spiral itself, taking out some allies. Nomis goes down. Headshot from Purple Rain and his sidearm there, buddy. And it looks like the Axis have been squashed there. They did a good push. They had a couple guys go through the Axis garage from the outside. They got mown down, but in the meantime, they did manage to sneak a couple up the spiral, take down a couple of the allies, but in the end, it wasn't enough, as the allies stand tall once again And here come the Axis, buddy, on the tarmac. All of you.
Well, let's move out to the tarmac now. Incoming push. Here come the Axis. Los, making the run. Here's the charge. Splitting up left and right behind the bomber, in front of the bomber, charging forward. Which direction will it go? Incoming Axis out. Axis push is the Uprise roster making the charge, taking some crossfire. Going to be heading to that hand-over-hand ladder on the rampart side. Machine gun fires. They enter the Allied spawn. LQD Abusive is inside. Incoming airstrikes. Dodge for it. Snail. The Axis dive aside just in time, and just as you've got some action and some carnage, looks like LQD is committing suicide to come back. And coming now out of the Allied spawns, the Axis are there, really taking the fight to the Allied spawn zone here, but they've got to make a push on the comm tower itself. Justice 517.
No doubt about it. It looks like they're doing just that now as we see Mendy and Nomish head up the spawn side. Oh, getting mown down. Guri, he must be French. Chased out both Mendy and Nomish as they were making their way up the spawn side ladder. And, Buddy looks like a little bit of action now inside the garage itself. Knock opening the door, tossing some shots. Oh, gets taken out. Headshotted by Gary's Thompson. The guy's all over the place. First to the top, now he's down low. Oh, man. Maybe he is French with action like that, buddy. All of you.
If he were French, dude, he'd have run off the battlefield like 9 minutes ago. 4:37. Waiting for the Axis incoming now. Here's another push from Uprise. Gonna try to get it done. Making the charge, making it happen. Incoming. Wolf TV is on the server. Guten Tag and hello to the Wolf TV. 4:23. Again, the Axis now hand over hand ladder by the Allied spawn. Incoming rush. Moorman and Nomish charging forward. Little opposition. Double medic action. No. Pistol fire. Moorman down. Revived by Nomish. Speakeasy on the server. Machine gun fire from all sides. It's a crossfire. Nomish and Moorman taken down by support fire. Clears off the rampart and no one is going anywhere. Purple Rain lays down the Purple Rain as Nomish, Moorman, and Mindy go down. Game over. 3-5-4. Time to respawn. The Axis shut down, buddy. Let me ask you this. Uprise, incoming Axis roster. What do they have to do to get some penetration on that comm tower?
Well, basically what they're going to need to do is try to overload one side. The Allies are spread thin here. Half their squad inside the basement, the other half out and about, either around the towers itself or near their own respawn. So what the Axis team needs to do is just buckle down, take their entire 5 or 6 members, and just shove it right down their throat. Either attack the garage in full force or squeeze your way up that spawn ladder. You're going to take a lot of kills. You're going to go down, but if you're smart enough and if you're fast enough, they'll be able to penetrate that way. Back to you.
Nice artillery support from LQD Abusive. Takes down Moorman and Knock in the doorway in front of the Allied garage. Man, Uprise, they're just straggling out here. They really need to be concerted, just like you said. These guys are a classic Justice term, pussyfooting around, and time is running down. They're the Axis guys. Snail, get in there and fight. The Axis incoming 247, trying to get in the garage now, but the Allies in position there, shutting them down. Full machine gun fire. Thompson and MP40 as Gorilla locks it down right there, taking down Moorman. Cash blown away by Purple Rain. 2:36 on the clock. Allies looking good. Several Axis members up the spiral now. It might just be one. In fact, looks like he was taken down by artillery support. Gorilla up here by the comm tower as a medic. More artillery fire and incoming airstrikes being laid down across the tarmac as the bomber is hit by just a spray of bomb fire from the heavens. 2:15 on the clock here right now. Justice, let me ask you this question then. What is LiQuID doing right?
Well, basically, LiQuID's got the crossfire working in their favor. Everywhere you turn, you see 2 or 3 Allied teams or teammates firing all on the same target and just mowing them down, killing corpses. And we've seen a lot of very, very good Allied support fire, just thinning out the Axis squad before they can actually make a push into the garage. So that's definitely been working in their favor for LQD. If you are Team Uprise, what you need to do is get a Panzer working. Hopefully get into that garage, open the garage door, toss a shot in there, and, you know, take out one guy, take out 2 guys, even if it's just one. If you can give one guy, that's going to make it a 2-on-3, a 2-on-4 situation in favor of Uprise, and that's going to be all they need to finally get inside that garage and get set up and ready for the push. But with 1 minute and 21 seconds, Warwitch, running low on time here, buddy.
You know, definitely, and the momentum could very quickly switch depending on how powerful the LiQuID Axis offense will be. Let's sound that 1 minute warning. On the server now, the last and final push incoming now. Uprise across the tarmac here. They come charging around the bomber. Looks like they're going to be heading towards the spawn ladder. Allied side, incoming charge. Here they come. Corollary up the front and up. Taking some pistol fire. Uses the MP40 and takes down Inferno. Still alive, making the charge. Rampart side, incoming airstrike. Got to charge forward. Grenades being tossed through the gauntlet of doom. Corollary gets somehow survives. Now charging forward, taking down opposition. Shadow is down, 36 seconds, gets the charge, sees the tarmac, but at the 30-second warning, it is too little, too late, and the Allies are going to hold on to the Axis for the entire time on the clock. It looks like LiQuiD is going to have that solid time they need to get it done, to make the plant and to score themselves the point. Justice, 19-second countdown, take us home.
Alright, we're in garbage time now, not killing himself, 13 seconds, 12 seconds. Looks like the Axis team running out in the tarmac. They're going to go for some kills here. Long-range MP40 fire being laid down by Cash from the Uprise squad. Engaging Mendy was taken out by Gary's Thompson. So it's the battle. Oh, and there it goes. Clock is now set to 10 minutes. His allies win. And you know what comes now, Warwitch? The all-famous statistics.
Let's hear it, buddy. Give us the rundown of the stats tonight.
Okay, well, looking at the efficiencies here, LQD blowing Uprise out of the water, 73%, buddy, for the LQD team, and Gorilla, 11 kills, 0 deaths, batting 1,000 at 100% efficiency. Gotta like that, no doubt about it. Other top performers on the night, Inferno for LQD, 11 kills, 4 deaths. That's a 73% efficiency. Purple Rain, 9 kills, 2 deaths for 81%. Looking at the Uprise roster, highest player, Warwitch, 5 kills, 7 deaths, 41% for Corollary. And that was their best performer. Worst, Medi. 0 kills, 9 deaths. And that's not too good.
Well, standing by to ready up this broadcast tonight and Battle on DOS Beachhead 2 brought to you by a plethora of sponsors. We're back at live in a moment.
BoB 2 is brought to you by id Software. id Software is the most prestigious group of game developers in the world. Creators of the wildly popular Doom, Quake, and Wolfenstein series, id Software has been fragging the competition since 1991 with game titles that will blow your mind away. Stunning graphics and liquid smooth gameplay add to the rich and innovative game engines that emerge from the underground layers of the id development team. For more information, visit the id website at www.idsoftware.com.
Hoosha, and welcome back. In-game, round 1, set number 2. 9-4-3 on the clock. Allied defense Uprise now against the LiQuiD incoming roster. Justice, all you.
Alright, well, looking at this, we've got some artillery strikes being tossed down, and all over the place, Uprise now killing themselves, getting back in. Oh, Moorman and Cash, each of them support fire, each of them taking out 2 members of Team Uprise. But Uprise does have control of the forward deployment flag. Allied team has respawned and are making their way back to the towers to set up their static defense here, buddy. I'm going to swing over there and check things out. Looks like Cash up top with the Panzerfaust out, ready to unleash some carnage on the tarmac. We have a couple members of the Uprise squad inside the garage itself. It is Corollary, Knock, and Medi. Shadow Big getting blasted by Cash's Panzerfaust. A lot of action outside now as the Axis squad making their way past the half-track, buddy. Over to you.
Well, 849, if you're synchronizing with Wolf TV tonight, that's the deal. Let's get a lockdown for you. 844 Dynamite Plant, incoming Axis, LiQuiD doing it, and doing it well. These guys cannot get a plant on this tower, on this comm tower, an MP assault. Then we are in for what could possibly be a very long game tonight. 8:31 remains. Now we've got some of the Axis, spread-fingered Axis offense across the tarmac, making their way towards the Allied garage. LQD Inferno throws the door open. Waits now, you hear a grenade. Dynamite Plant, warehouse entrance. Incoming, waiting. Inferno standing by. Outside, charging in, no waiting, charging in, forward now. Allies in position. No sign of Allies. The Axis are in control right now of the Allied garage, buddy. Trouble is afoot already. The Axis in position, really locking it down. They are just now on the underside of the comm tower, and from this vantage, they really will be able to make a concerted strike and lay that dynamite down. Looking for no engineers, do not see one now. There's one. Pringles, engineer, Justice. We've got a potential rush coming in right here as the The Axis breach the warehouse door. Now they're able to come from all sides. Some support fire right there lays the hurt down as Abusive takes down Cash and Medi, who are blown away in the field. 741, here's the rush. Justice, what's going down? Nice.
Booyah, big Panzerfaust as Gary gets taken out by Cash's Panzerfaust. And it looks like we got a little bit of guys on the spiral now making their move. The Axis squad, LQD Shadow, gets taken out by Moorman's Thompson. He is quickly revived by Inferno, so there's 2 members of the Axis squad alive at the base of tower number 2. It's a medic and a lieutenant now, laying waste to some of the allies. Recently revived ally takes out a couple. It's a 2-on-2 now situation, Warwitch, as we've got Axis and allies all around the towers. Looks like Inferno's going to go for the block of the airstrike, and he makes it work for himself now. And the LQD team comes out on top. Their offense definitely much better than we saw out of Uprise here in round 1. It looks like we do have control of the tower, and incoming Axis engineer now, Pringles, Warwitch, making his way towards the plant. All you.
Well, let's get a lockdown now. Pringles now getting close to the tower. He's on the tier. Pringles leaning over. He's got the green light. Pringles now getting it done. In position. LiQuiD Pringles gets the plant, then is blown away by artillery support that comes in too little, too late. Red light, 626 on the clock now. Standing by as the Axis try to lock it down. They want to go up 1-0. LiQuID looking strong. Incoming Uprise trying to make the disarm. Here come the allies charging forward when the Saints come marching in, trying to get past the Axis defense. 6:10 remaining. Ain't gonna happen, and it's gonna be a point for LiQuID in just a moment. Standing by and waiting. There goes the tower, and it's over. 1-0 for LiQuID.
And, buddy, looking at the statistics here, as we're waiting for that music to die down just a little bit, LQD, 62% efficiency for them, 37% efficiency for the Uprise team. I believe this is both rounds in total. And top performers, Gorilla, 12 kills, 5 deaths, 70%. Purple Rain, 18 kills, 4 deaths, 81%. Looking at the Uprise squad, we do have a couple guys around 50% now. Moorman, 10 kills, 10 deaths, 50% on the nose. Corollary, 10 kills, 9 deaths for 52%. But all in all, Uprise team getting out fragged big time. 37% efficiency for them on defense. Things not looking so good for Uprise here, as we have a little upset in the making here. Team LQD, the underdog, pulling out the first point.
Absolutely. 1-0. Round 2, set 1. Brought to you by the OGL. Back in live.
Round 2 is brought to you by the OGL.
The Online Gaming League is one of the most competitive leagues available on the gaming scene today. Run by a hardcore group of devoted players, gamers, and officials, it has continued to expand the number of games it covers, adding all the latest titles such as Battlefield 1942 and Unreal Tournament 2003. With over 2,900 clans listed, the OGL is the fastest growing gaming league online. If your clan is looking to sign up for an ultra-competitive ladder, then the OGL is just for you. For more information, visit www.worldogl.com.
Round number 2 and set number 1. 1-0 for LiQuID tonight. Now LiQuID with the advantage and the momentum, trying to set the time as we move our Axis and allied booties on down to the midfield directive, where we've got some nice artillery support. First Blood and OK. Uprise taking down Inferno and Pringles. Nice carnage going down. Major support fire. You see it every time on MP Assault here tonight. Crazy carnage. Incoming airstrikes galore. Looking for a plant. No sign of a plant. It looks like the majority of the Axis were wiped out. 9-9. Pringles is there, leaning over, and Dynamite plant. 909 Justice. All you.
All right, looking at the Allies team now. They are backing up, going to set up their static defense around the tower. And it looks like only Cash is left. He's the Panzerfaust. He's near the half track somewhere. Let Moose is in fire, but does not connect with anybody. Here comes the Axis rush now, as they're making their way past that half track, buddy. It looks like a couple engineers. LQD Shadow, a lieutenant, is spearheading things. He's heading right for that allied garage or basement door, tossing in a grenade. Dodges a grenade himself. Axis team breaching the gate hatch. Ducking back outside now again. Inferno now making it. Oh! Gnomish's support fire takes him out, but LQD Shadow getting his way up the allied respawn ladder, followed by Gorilla. Gorilla Medic's going to revive him. Shadow getting taken down momentarily by Moorman's Thompson. Moorman and Gnomish up top to try and defend against 2 members of the Axis squad now. and it looks like the Allies are in control, but no, one member of the Allies goes down, another one goes down, and Axis all of a sudden already have control of the towers. We see one member, LQD Shadow, one-on-one situation with Medi, but Medi makes a revival on both Moorman and Gnomish. So the Allies, with quick medic work, reclaim control of the tower. Buddy, back to you.
Well, we got 7:53 on the clock. Allies nearly losing control, but Moorman now in position to guard the tower. Nice push right there from the LiQuiD team incoming across the tarmac. Here they come. Rush up the Axis. The Axis blitzkrieg now heading towards the garage. Waiting now. They decide not to go in. No, Pringles. Corollary meets his opposition of LQD Shadow, who is blown away. We've got several members of the Allies here inside the garage. Corollary medic, and behind the crates, Knock, the lieutenant for the Allied coalition. 7:22 back up and around we go. Let's take a look and see what happened to the rest of the Axis members. A couple on the tarmac, Gorilla and Pringles. Pringles, the engineer, backed up by a medic, so we do have a two-man strike force capable of getting something done. LQD Shadow is down here as well, but Shadow taking crossfire from the far side of the map from Mindy, the medic, and incoming airstrike sends Mindy diving for cover as Shadow dives in to take him down, but is taken down himself. Pringles then opens fire on Mindy. Mindy's still alive, and then finally down by the Luger of Inferno. Teamwork gets it done right there for the LiQuiD roster. 6:50 on the clock. Airstrikes litter the battlefield as they make a decisive push towards the comm tower.
Alright, well, I'm stuck in the door here waiting for it to open. There we go! Oh, Panzer Boss! Cash taking out Shadow from behind, right as Shadow is making his way inside that garage. We do have a couple members of the Axis squad outside of it now, engaging cat and mouse with some inside allied lieutenants and medics. Airstrike being tossed outside of the garage door, sending the Axis scurrying like field mice, my friends. They're not doing anything. They're not pushing inside, and they're just kind of pussyfooting their way around outside. I don't know what LQD's game is here. 6 minutes, 13 seconds left on the clock. It doesn't look like Uprise is offering that much resistance, but LQD just hesitating. Now they're making a push forward. Lots of action, buddy. Back to you.
It's the charge. Incoming rush to the Allied garage. Nice. LQD in control, making revivals, but Corollary there reviving his own teammates. Axis versus Allies. Crazy medics everywhere. I think the Allies might come out on top. It's LQD versus Uprise. Man, it's just a knife fight here in the garage. Look at all the revivals being made. Major carnage and mass hysteria, and the Allies come out on top. Uprise maintain control at 5-3-9 and get it done. Justice. Nice firefight that happened right there here. And without the incredible medic work of the Uprise Allied defense just now, they would have lost control of the garage, and shortly thereafter would have likely lost control of the comm tower. 5-2-4. Uprise seem to have adapted to the incoming offense here of the LQD roster, which means that if they are able to hold them off the entire time, they're going to have a nice shot at tying this ball game up. Here come the Axis, rushing across the tarmac. Pringles is the engineer, backed up by lieutenants and medics for the Axis Army. Incoming rush hand over hand, Allied ladder, far right hand side by the rampart. Major rush incoming now, but Gnomich's MP40 takes down the lead man. Shadow is down, only to be revived down below. Shadow then charging forward yet again. Machine gun fire, charging into the breach, and is alive. Dodging, down again. Shadow down, medic down. Inferno with revivals. Gorilla making revivals. Engineer still in position. Pringles, heavy suppression fire. Justice, here comes the major support fire. Wipes out all of the incoming Axis team. Boy, they really were fighting their way up that rampart side, but they were taken down by the aircraft of the Allies, blown away by the support fire of Gnomich, killing Inferno, Pringles, and Gorilla, and that shuts down that rush in a hurry. Wow.
All you can do is die.
Yup.
Well, Warwitch, a little bit of action now. Passing the half track is the Axis squad. They've respawned and revived and ammoed up. They're ready to go. Looks like they're going to be pushing towards the garage door this time. If I was them, I'd probably just jam-pack my way through there right away instead of pussyfooting outside. No point in waiting, but then again, you don't want to do like they just did there and run in one at a time. Onesies and twosies is the worst thing that LQD can do now, and that's exactly what they just did. A little bit of action now as a couple members of the Axis team have managed to make their way inside the garage, but they're getting mown down, courtesy of Corollary, Medi, and Knock in respect. So that's going to send the Axis back to the drawing board once again, buddy. Back to you.
You know, going to be it's very important here for LiQuiD to be able to get this plant, because they have the defensive capacity to hold off Uprise the entire time. So even if they get a plant at an ungodly time, with like 9 minutes or something to give the other team. It don't matter because they can hold them off for 10 minutes. Right now, 318, probably going to give them about another rush or two, maybe 2 more chances at most to get anything done on the comm tower, because remember, they do not only have to fight across the tarmac, they have to get up to the tower, they have to make the plant, secure the plant, and then wait the 30 seconds for it to go off. 3 minutes on the clock now. Very quiet, sporadic fighting along the top of the comm tower, some grenades being tossed down, several Z-axes down in position, moving towards the garage. We got some machine gun fire up from the hillocks towards the rampart area, but not much action going on. What does LiQuiD have up their sleeve, Justin?
Not a whole lot, apparently. LQD just getting mown down. They've reverted back to the onesies and twosies phase of their offense. That would be the crappy phase of their offense, for those of you not reading in between the lines. I don't know what the deal is. They were so overpowering in round number 1, but here in round number 2, they really haven't done much. They've managed to get up top once, maybe twice, but Allied's team has just been standing strong on defense here in their second try around. Looking for the action. I do not see them. Here they come inside the garage. A lot of action. LQD getting mown down. Some team killing going on, but all in all, Uprise just standing tall. LQD died all of them in about 3 seconds. And that was it. That's all she wrote. 1 minute 57 seconds, Warwitch. Back to you.
All the years of training over in the Allied garage, gang raped by the coalition. Man, good game. Germany, good
Make it sound so fun.
Yes. 1-4-3. Here's the final push now. Nice Panzerfaust from Cash. Takes down any incoming. One man goes down. It's Pringles, and he was the engineer. I hope they revived him. He's been revived, it looks like, by Gorilla or Inferno. Pringles now taking some heavy fire down below. Here comes the charge up the rampart. 1 minute warning quickly approaching. 1:22 on the clock. The axes are down. Oh my God. Pringles is in trouble. 1:17. He's the last remaining member of the axis charging forward bravely. Pringles now gonna see if he can get it done without, oh nope, see it denied, and then revive. Pringles up and down and up and down. Pringles incoming now, taken down by a Panzer. Ain't no coming back from that one, baby. It's over. 57 seconds, 1 minute warning, Justice.
You go, boy. Well, that's about it. They're not going to have enough time to get up there and plant that sucker. So 47 seconds left on the clock. It's about time for LQD to talk about what they're going to do on defense. And like you said, they have the capacity to hold the Uprise squad the entire time. They've already done it once tonight here in round number 1. But you know, this would have been a big round for them if they've been able to plant it all. They might have been able to go up 2-0 and really have the momentum on their side.
Well, it looks like they have lost that momentum we are talking about tonight as Uprise. We give a nice salute for their adaptation here as they hold off the incoming LQD roster on a... oh man. Round 2, set number 1. 8-second countdown is underway. BoB to RTCW Carnage standing by, waiting 3, 2, and 1. That's it.
Allies win.
The Allies walk away on that one, man. Oh man, that means Uprise. A solid 10 minutes to get it done, Justice. Your thoughts?
All right, well, I'll talk about the strats first, or the stats, excuse me. Uprise team, 65% efficiency, LQD 34%, so the tables have turned. Uprise all of a sudden getting out on top with the frag lead. Top performers, 72% efficiency for Medi, 13 kills, 5 deaths. Much improved over his round 1 performance. Corollary, 16 kills, 4 deaths, 80% for him. Moorman, 10 kills, 2 deaths, 83%. Looking at the LQD team, only one man above 50%, but it was Purple Rain. And Purple Rain had 76% efficiency, 10 kills, and 3 deaths. Everyone else well under 50%. In fact, everyone else at 40% or under. So that tells you something about how things have changed here. And Buddy, back to you.
Well, standing strong at about 50 listeners here tonight, I suppose that we'll have to do 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Stand by. Back and live in a moment.
Oh, we should just out.
On April 7th, 2003, TSN will proudly present OGL, the Online Gaming League's return to Castle Wolfenstein Battle on the Beachhead 2 tourney.
Tune in and listen to all the coverage on and off the battlefield as the best RTCW teams duke it out face to face. Our best casters will bring it to you live. For more information, visit OGL's BoB2 website at bob2.worldogl.com. All this and more on your choice for the esports revolution, TSN.
Alright, Justice. Round 2, set 2, LiQuiD Allied defense. Can these guys do it? Roster time, Shadow, Purple Rain, Gorilla, Inferno, Abusive, and Pringles versus the incoming Uprise Mindy, Knock, Gnomish, Corollary, Cash, and Moorman. Game underway. Carnage continues to explode. Server number 1 here. TSN's coverage, BoB2, RTCW. Let's do it. Dynamite plant gate hatch by the incoming Axis engineer. Justice, take it away.
Alright, engineer got the plant down on the gate hatch. Axis team grabbed the forward deployment flag, ducking away from some incoming airstrikes, courtesy of the Allied squad. Allies did not connect with anybody. Axis team now in control of the forward deployment flag. Allies retreating back to their defensive stance. Incoming Uprise team now making their way across the tarmac and pass the half track soon. It looks like we've got Gnomish and Knock out ahead. Axis team breaching the gate hatch there, buddy. And Medi and Cash killing themselves to get back and respawn in the appropriate armor class. Airstrike now. A little bit of action outside the Allied respawn is Inferno. And Abusive are in and about the box area, engaging against 2 members of the Axis squad. It is Knock. Knock takes out Abusive. Inferno kills himself, and now they've just respawned and are going to take out Knock in unison. So the Axis team making a good initial push there, buddy, but not getting far enough to make a difference. Back to you.
Well, you know, like we've been talking about, we could be in for a very long game tonight if neither team is able to penetrate each other's defenses. But on the upside of that, it does seem that Uprise is indeed beginning to muster. Their offense seems a little bit stronger this time, as if some kind of fire has been lit in the Uprise. Stop typing to me. As if some fire has been lit for the Uprise rosters. They're trying to get it done. 8:01. Waiting. Very sporadic fighting. Not much going down. You're embarrassing me in front of Wolf TV. Oh, you man. 7-5-3.
All right. Well, we're just kind of waiting now. Things very, very quiet. Some artillery's being dropped around the weird funky jet. That thing is just ridiculous. I would feel embarrassed if I had to go into combat in a jet looking like that. And really, look at the engines. When did those engines come around? I tell you, not in World War II. I don't know. Enough about the plane. We got a little bit of action. Moorman getting taken out by LiQuiD Shadow. And then Medi gets taken out by Pringles. I believe that action was inside the garage. Inferno killing himself to respawn and get back into position. Allied airstrike now past the half track. Does not connect with any of the incoming Axis. Knock for the Uprise squad. Lieutenant making his way near the funky plane, engaging a one-on-one with Abusive. Knock taking him out long range. MP40. And the Axis team now in a good position to advance. Corollary is Sniper. Making his... Why is the Sniper crossing the half track? Explain that one to me, but he kills himself, going to respawn with his team, and hopefully choose a better position to snipe from. Warwitch, back to you.
Well, once again, sporadic fire. We've got several members of the Allied team committing suicide now. Never mind. They're behind the bomber in some kind of strategic defensive Allied position. Let's spotlight Corollary, who, as you said, is creeping across the tarmac with the sniper rifle. Let's take a look at the life of the sniper now. Lines up a shot. Sees his target. Skitters to the side. Charges forward. Sniper fire. Opens fire and then takes some heavy MP40 fire. Dodges back behind the crates and barrels. Opens fire again. Yeah. Corollary cannot hit. Jack and crap. Come on. Miss. And again. Come. And dead. Corollary's down.
Oh. Good game.
Engler. The life of a sniper comes to an end here on the Team Sportscast Network. 6:01. Justice, why am I not seeing any offense here?
I don't know. There's not much to speak about. The LiQuiD defense not even efforting. In fact, the incoming Uprise team has barely even gotten to the garage. These guys can hardly pass the tarmac. There's just so much spam. LiQuiD is so good with the spam. LQD abusive getting taken out by Medi's support fire there. So maybe I spoke too soon as Uprise got and the Jeopardy theme. I'll take the rapist for 500.
Yes. Just waiting for some carnage here tonight.
I'll take swords for 1,000.
Wait me to get
that's good.
back. 5:18 on the clock.
A little bit of action.
Oh, really?
Uprise getting mown down. LQD doing a great job inside that garage. It looks like the Uprise team tried to make their way up the spiral, and that just did not work. Shadow team killed by Gary. Maybe it's Jerry. Maybe that's just the French way to spell Jerry. What do you
Jerry?
think?
Oh, really?
Yahoo! Oh, Yahoo!
4-5-3.
It's not easy being French.
Oh, see, that's a good accent for you, dude. You should be the French shoutcaster, and we can make more fun of you than we already do.
Ce n'est pas juste. Quel culo.
But French women are hot. We should liberate their country and take the women. If they shave.
Yeah, they got a lot of hair.
That's true.
They don't shave over there,
Well,
buddy.
we can shave them down. 4:33 on the clock right here. Axis. Come on, guys. Do something. Uprise, get it done. Now they're just bounding around inside the Allied spawn
Give them a
point.
pep talk. We need cheerleaders.
Something.
Don't you have the Axis pom-poms coming out, or is that
Well, I
Sable?
got
Sable's got
the crowd. I got Sable's frickin' tauntaun, but that's about it, dude.
Time to get Trav on some sounders. We need some cheerleaders.
I do have
'Cause,
some.
Let me tell you something. Uprise's offense is pretty pathetic.
Here we go. Maybe that'll help. Talk about what's going on.
Unfortunately, that was the sound of the Uprise team getting shot down. More man goes down. Oh, dude, God! Uprise getting owned by the masked man.
Justice, what's happening? I'm digging around with sounders here at this point.
Not a whole lot. Right now, Warwitch, the sounders are more entertaining than the game, as the Axis team just cannot get past that half track.
You know what, buddy?
We've got a couple members outside of the Allied respawn, but that's not going to get you very far, because really the Allies respawn there, and every time they do, they have full health and invulnerability.
Getting
What
spanked.
is that? What is that noise?
They're getting spanked, dude.
All right, fair enough.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah.
now they're making their way up the Allied respawn ladder. They got a little push here. It's going to be 4-on-2. Gorilla now taking out a couple members. Warman getting owned. But here come the Axis. Warwitch, they got to the base of the tower. They heeded our advice. They're getting mown down, but they did get to the tower. Back to you, buddy.
Well, here's the rush. Hey, let's get serious. Here comes the Axis. Snail. Run, guys, run. Moorman's the only one remaining. He makes a revival on Medi. Oh, and Moorman's down, and Medi in trouble.
Oh, bad
no,
choice.
it's over. Purple Rain guns him down from behind. It's over. It's over.
On your mark. Get set.
Oh, 2:32.
Is that double dare?
I don't know. I just found a bunch of sounders that I'm...
That was the double dare sound.
Was it? Really? 2:22 on the clock. What happened there, Justice? They had a nice rush towards the tower, but it did
Well,
not.
basically, the medic, we had a 4-man rush get across that rampart. It was like 3 medics and 1 lieutenant. Now, 2 medics go down. Third one... the third one revives the lieutenant instead of going backwards for the 2 medics. Alright, so the 2 medics are on the ground. He goes for the revival of the lieutenant. Then the medic gets taken out. So then the lieutenant is the last guy standing. Had the medic kind of taken a few steps backwards and gone to revive the 2 medics on the ground, well, then they would have had a whole lot of power, because those 2 medics would have been able to revive the 3rd medic and the lieutenant and anybody else that died, and they would have overtaken the tower, and they would have planted, and they would have won. But unfortunately, that did not happen, because one poor choice, my friend, one poor choice in Wolfenstein can be the difference between a win and a loss.
And
with 1 minute and 31 seconds left on the clock,
can be the
I think
difference.
Uprise is out of luck.
Yeah, definitely. It looks like we've just gone 20 minutes with nothing going on here. These teams holding each other off for what could possibly be the longest game in RTCW history. And you and I have had some long games.
Oh, we're not even
14.
close.
Not yet, huh?
Not even close. Do you remember the village game, Warwitch? That village game was so long that we actually had to bail. We had to get like our reinforcements. That was
that's when we
called
brought in Trillian. That's right. That was her first
to come off the
Shoutcast.
bench. That was her first match.
Because we couldn't take it anymore.
And it was like 3 hours. 3 hours, and finally brought in Trillian. Trillian gets on the mic, and 5 minutes later, the game is over.
Wait a minute! Green light on the tower! Uh-oh, there's the green light at 43 seconds, but denied. Taken down. Wait, no machine in position. Medic looking for an engineer to revive. There ain't nobody to revive, and he ain't arming the dynamite with a syringe. So that means, ladies and gentlemen, good game, but Uprise can't do it. And we're in for another long set, my friend. Round 3, set number 1 coming up real quick. Let's do it right now. Green light, too little, too late.
There's the plan with 12 seconds left on the clock. So it only took them about 9 minutes and 48 seconds to get the job done. Unfortunately, that's just a little bit too long. And the Allies win. That's going to be a tie. And, buddy, score 1-0 in favor of LQD after 2 rounds. Not so much fun. Looking at the statistics, things pretty much even here. 52% efficiency for Clan Uprise. 47% for LQD. Top performers, Purple Rain, LQD, 72%, 18 kills, 7 deaths. So good kudos to LQD Purple Rain. Looking at the Uprise roster, Corollary, 18 kills, 9 deaths. And Medi, 20 kills, 12 deaths. That's 62% for him. We're waiting on a couple members to ready up. Maybe a good time to go to a quick sounder.
You got it. TSN, back and live. Round 3, set 1. Brought to you by PsychoServers.com.
A competitive clan without a home server is kind of like selling a Rolex out of the back of a rusty van. Sure, it might be the real thing, but more than likely it's a hunk of crap. Please, head over to www.psychoservers.com and check out the craziest prices anywhere for game server hosting. No matter what your game, Psychoservers has you covered. So get off your ass and get your clan a place to call home. Welcome ad not included. Insane performances, plain crazy prices. This ad brought to you by Psychoservers. www.psychoservers.com.
You're listening to the Team Sportscast Network, your war correspondents for the upcoming battle on the Beachhead 2. Stay tuned to TSN for more details.
The TSN presents RTCW.
Dynamite planted. I'm an engineer. Dynamite. 9. Dynamite planted. I'm an engineer. Dynamite diffused. Jawohl! Negative. 30 seconds, let's go! We have 30 seconds! Schnell! Schnell! Move! Follow me! Schnell! Fire in the hole! Fire in the hole! We need an engineer! We need an engineer!
So how do I disarm this thing? I told you, just clip the red wire. Or was it the blue one? Hold on while I go get the manual.
Battle on the Beachhead 2 is brought to you by NVIDIA. NVIDIA's GeForce FX solutions deliver cinematic quality effects, true 128-bit studio quality color, and industry-renowned software stability, compatibility, and reliability. With a GeForce FX GPU powering your desktop or mobile PC, you will have the most compelling and cinematic entertainment experiences ever seen. Graphics to the power of NVIDIA.
Well, graphics to the power of a hell of a lot going on. Waiting on one player here. Score 1-0 in favor of LiQuID. Here's the storyline. Round 1, set 1. LiQuID, Axis offense 357. I'm sorry, Uprise, Axis offense unable. LiQuID in return, the favor at 357, go up 1-0. Then LiQuID on the momentum high, unable to get it done in 10. Uprise also unable. So now we're at round 3, set 1 with a 1-0 score. Match is going to be starting in T-minus 8 seconds. That means Justice is standing by to call the shots here on the Team Sportscast Network. Bob to round 3, 956. LiQuID defense. Uprise, Axis offense. Let's do it, buddy.
Alright, that was the longest segue ever. Yeah. Looking at the Allied squad, but it looks like they're going to be running across towards that gate hatch as the Shoutcaster taking fire. We had a Panzerfaust whiz right by my screen, and it kind of frightens me a little bit. I'm having flashbacks on my days as a player. We do have the Axis planting at the gate hatch. We do have them controlling the forward deployment flag. I can hear the damn infernal goat now. It mocks me in my sleep, and now I have to be subject to it live on the server. And I'm a defeated man. Warwitch, back to you.
913, the Axis goat wins. Jawohl. The crowd goes wild. Axis breached the gate hatch, 905. There goes the engineer down into the hatch, but we've also got some of the Uprise team across the tarmac. A 3-man rush. Oh, there's some nice machine gun fire. Crossfire by Abusive of LiQuiD, but gang raped by the Axis, by the half track. Like a cheap date. Game over. 847. Let's wait now. Let's hear the sounds of battle. The gentle rat-a-tat-tat of machine gun fire, dynamite plant, warehouse entrance.
Kind of
835.
soothing.
Very
Put you to sleep.
829.
You know why? Because you don't hear anything.
We got that gentle background music thrumming in the distance there. The Axis team, take a look here at the strapping utilized. It looks like we're going to have a rush up the ladder, hand-over-hand ladder, over by the Allied spawn side. Gnomish medic incoming. Very little opposition behind him now. Uh-oh! There's some allies! They see him and he dives for cover. Gnomish backed up by Medi now. Charging forward. Here's an airstrike. Medics run! Run, medics run! Here's an engineer. Cash. He's got the pliers. He's way far from his target, though, and he's backed up, though, by, it looks like 2 or 3 medics. And incoming charge now. Cash still alive. And the two-man Panzerfaust kill on the ambush. Takes down the medics. And, boy, both medics go down in flames, and then gang rape from behind. The Axis engineer is cut down in the field, goated. Game over, 738 Uprise in trouble now. Still got plenty of time to get it done. I'm trying to set the time, but...
Yep, 7 minutes, 30 seconds, and we're just waiting for the Axis team to respawn. They're taking their time at it unless they went underground. I do not see them. And they do have control of the flag, so where are they exactly? We are not sure, Warwitch. Looks like they might have gone underground, so I'm going to swing over and try to catch them inside the garage. I do not see them respawning. I'm going to swing down the spiral and see if I can find them. There they are. There's a couple of them. Howdy to the TVSN peoples. Do we have TVSN running, buddy?
Dies ist der Schmerzenzug. Wir können Oberst Sanders zum Stützpunkt mitnehmen. Wir kommen gleich an, also bereiten Sie alles vor.
9, because we have so many games going on tonight on our other servers that we're not able to bring you TVSN. But, in the future, 641.
Lots of action inside the garage now, buddy. And good medic work by the Uprise team. Almost the entire team was dead at one point, but their medics working overtime managed to revive them. Same thing, however, can be said for the Allied squadron of LQD. So the team kill. Gary and Inferno getting owned by Purple Rain, but it's not going to hurt them too badly because I believe the entire Axis team is already vanquished. Nope, there's one left to knock and not quickly dispatched in a hail of booze, evidently. And so the Axis team going to be respawning and attacking once again across that half-track.
Well, 604, come on, guys. Come on, use the force or something. Incoming Uprise. I have faith. You can do it. How's that go from that movie?
Maybe they should try a Venom or a Flamer.
There you go. Let's
go
mix it up.
Why not? Can't hurt.
Mix it up. Incoming Axis now, Allied Garage. It looks like they've got control. Shadow versus Corollary, and Corollary down. Shadow taken down, but here's some medics. Nice revivals. We've got a 3 or 4 man medic team now with 1 Leutman knock. Now the Axis have got control of the Allied Garage. Now they can get something done. I don't see an engineer, but they've got control. Are they going to make the push up the spiral? Waiting now. Regrouping. There's the engineer Cash. 523. Uprise now just kind of chatting to each other. Standing by. Allied Garage dropping airstrikes. A 6-man strike force. Here it comes. Incoming rush. Up the spiral now. Here's the push we're looking for. And they wait. The crowd anticipates a charge but sees nothing. Incoming airstrikes above. We wait. We stand by. 502 still down in the Allied Garage. Looks like instead the Axis are really don't know what they're doing. They're just kind of waiting for some kind of...
Drinking tea and eating cookies.
A stockpile of Allied Girl Scout cookies down here, apparently. They are literally just hanging out, 446, waiting for the opportune time.
I like the Thin Mints.
Waiting. Okay, I think we got to rush. Here's the charge. Incoming now. Come on, guys. Get up the spiral. Go. Los. Run. Go. Allies, Axis. All right, here we go. Up on top of the tarmac now. I'm spazzing out. Here comes the charge. Major airstrikes. Axis incoming.
Airstrike.
Crazy support fire. And the Axis are raped. They're down. The Allies maintain control. LQD in charge. Larson in charge. Killing corpses. Very nice push from Uprise. Very epic indeed. But ain't gonna happen. 412 remains, and all you Uprise fans out there, start praying. Wouldn't be prudent. 407. Here's the next rush, Justice. What's going down on the tarmac?
All right, well, the Axis team passing the half-track now on the tarmac, and it rhymes, buddy. Unfortunately, it's as lame as it sounds, as they are not able to kill any of the Allied team. The Allied squadron crossing on the rampart, not taking any kind of fire, but there's a whole bunch of Allied spam out around the garage entrance. We got the Axis team making their way up the spawn ladder. They're taking some fire from behind, courtesy of Abusive. And Inferno is there as well. Oh, Rogue Sounder. And that's not professional. You're fired, buddy.
Rogue Sounder, and man, it's like Bob 2 coming in out of nowhere. Getting some 325, as you were saying, as you were.
You ruined the flow. But I'm a professional, so watch me pick it right up. We got a couple of Axis up top now. They made their way up the spawn ladder. All they can do is die. I am TS and Warwitch now engaging. Oh! Sieg!
Hey, pretty good.
And they're taking fire. And they go down like a French whore.
That's good. 257. They really are fighting their way forward. Corollary and friends. Reviving each other. No mention corollary. It's like a... I don't know what it is.
You gotta push them back. You gotta keep them on defense while they're in a state of offense.
Yeah, that's right.
You gotta keep pushing back, and that's exactly what they did.
You've heard that sounded way too much. 240.
Yeah.
Allies locking it down. You know, the defense tonight, Justice, is insane. Or both these teams blow on offense. I don't know what it is, but they're definitely more defensive related, both these teams, because no one can get anything done. Now, LiQuID has a 1-0 lead, and these guys have got what it takes. Now, Uprise showing a lot of skill. These guys are making decisive attacks. They're coming in as a unit, but they are literally being torn apart. Is there anything they could do to break this ironclad defense that LiQuID has thrown against them?
No. There isn't. Not unless they want to change things up. I mean, there's ways to do it, but I'm not sure Uprise is prepared or ready to do any of those things.
No.
Yeah, well, I think what LiQuID needs to do now is basically hold off. They've got the 1-0 lead. Now, if they can just make sure that their guys fall asleep after Uprise falls asleep, they will win. Because let me tell you, in about 10 hours when this match and the players start to drop just due to fatigue, and the score is still 1-0, eventually LQD will win, and that's what they're going to be playing for here tonight.
Working for the battle of attrition here on the Team Sportscast Network. Nice support fire, double man support fire. You gotta like it. We both saw it knock laying it down as Pringles and Shadows. Mwah. Good night. 1:20 on the clock now.
Axis up top now. Oh, never mind.
There for a moment.
Oh, there they are. They've got an engineer.
Oh, here it is. Here's the push we're looking for. This could be a critical play. 108. Oh, no, the engineer taken down. No, he's alive. Engineer in position. Cash leaning over. He's got the plan. 102. 1 minute warning. Hallelujah. Praise the gods. Taken down. Axis in position. Allies
they got an engineer.
Gorilla. Get out of there. Gorilla, come on.
No! Mendoza!
Oh, no! Come on. Well, that was, I've got to give him credit. That was an incredible disarm that saves his team. 30-second warning. But just when we thought we had the potential for a point, it is denied because the LiQuID defense disarmed the dynamite. Oh my gosh. 15 seconds, I'm going to go ahead and end it right here. Just a moment, we'll be talking about the strats and the stats. There's the rundown for you, Justice. Clock set to 10 minutes. Why? Because LQD managed to hold off Uprise. Uprise unable.
All right. Gonna look at the stats here, buddy. 62% efficiency for LQD, 37% efficiency for Uprise. So, you know, they were managing to own a couple rounds ago, and now they've just kind of gone back to square number one. Medi again 0-7. This guy, you know, one round he's 20-10. The next round he's 0-9. The next round, you know, it's back and forth. He's flip-flopping, and it's making a big difference here. Same can be said for Corollary. He's had a couple of huge rounds, and now 3-10. 23% efficiency, not going to get the job done. Of course, I believe both of them were medics, so we got to take it a little bit easy on them, because medics tend to take a lot more jets than they do frags. Just the nature of the beast. But looking at the LQD squad here, buddy, 70% for Inferno, 12 kills, 5 deaths. 80% for Gorilla, 8 kills and 2 deaths. And 69% for Purple Rain, 9 kills, 4 deaths. So LQD overall coming out on top in frags once again, and these guys are primed to take another point here in set number 3.
Well, I'm out in IRC spamming.
Or is it set number 4?
It is set number 3, round 2. Yo, waiting on 2 players. I've just spammed the hell out of IRC.
Set number 6.
It sure does. Spam the hell out of IRC tonight. Get some more listeners, because this is, well, you know, despite the fact that we'll be here all night, kind of an exciting game. This, round number 3. Set number 2 brought to you
Battle of
by
Attrition, baby.
File Shack, back in live.
Would you like your files sent to you at mock speeds? File Shack is a network of lightning-fast servers with a direct cross-connection into the Speakeasy DSL user base, giving users of Speakeasy DSL priority network access for the quickest possible downloads from a truly massive file collection. All File Shack servers are hosted in Speakeasy DSL facilities around the USA on fully redundant internet bandwidth. That's a real nice balance spread across 11 major cities. So head on over to FileShack.com, sign up for your totally free account, and grab all the latest demos, mods, patches, and more. File Shack is administered by Steve Gibson of Shack News and maintained within the Speakeasy network. With File Shack, you don't need to wait. Everyone gets their files fast.
Well, this is truly the Olympics of RTCW, buddy, because you and I, we're going to have ourselves one hell of some stamina tonight as we, man, I don't know what we're doing. I don't know what Olympic sport this is, but it's going to be quite the game tonight. The carnage continues.
Decathlon.
Man. No doubt. Uprise versus LiQuiD. Here we go, Justice.
What's the one with the skiing, and they go cross-country skiing, and then they have the rifle, and they shoot things while they're skiing? What's that all about? Who made that into it?
Yeah, that's a weird sport, dude. I don't know what that one's about. 8:52 on the clock. Gnomish Allied deal.
And we can't get Ultimate Frisbee in there. But we can ski and shoot things at the same time.
Uprise. Allied defense. LiQuiD Axis offense. Axis breach the gate hatch. Come on, LiQuiD. You've got all the time in the world to go up 2-0. It's momentum in your favor, and it looks like they can do it. Here's the charge. Charging the warehouse. No, get the plan on the warehouse entrance. Charging now to the tower. LiQuid Shadow somehow still alive. Leutman. Drop the airstrike, buddy. Incoming and down by a pistol, and then blown away by a Panzer. But we've got another 2-man rush upcoming the Rampart side. Incoming Gorilla. Medic. Incoming LiQuid Inferno. Medic. 2-man medic rush. Charging forward. Oh no! 1 medic down. Come on, Inferno. Make the revival. Abusive laying the airstrike down long range, trying to clear the way. Another 2-man rush. Axis breach the warehouse door. Then, it looks like Abusive from LiQuid commits suicide, leaving Inferno there. I do not know. Throws the airstrike. Could have had a 2-man push, and instead commits suicide, leaving Inferno all alone on the Rampart Tower. They could have made a push and gotten something done. Maybe a command in the war room. I'm not sure what the story is, but incoming now, Abusive down towards the garage, where he's just going to get Joan apart. So he committed suicide, basically, to respawn, go into the garage, and get raped by the Allies. So it's over. 7-3-2, a big mistake right there, in my opinion, from the LiQuid Axis offense.
Ingenious strategy by the LQD offense, as they just managed to get themselves owned even worse than before. We do have one member up top, LQD Inferno. He's at the top, near the rampart, kind of holding things down, waiting for his teammates to catch up with him now. We've got a couple members of the Axis making their way up the spawn ladder. It's LQD's Shadow. He's a lieutenant taking crossfire from the hillock near the towers. Now we're looking at Abusive and Shadow tossing up some airstrikes, now making their way inside the garage. Abusive getting taken down, headshot. Oh, all three of them get mown down. Medic doing a great job in there. Medic was trying to get the revival, but the bullets would keep pushing him back, and he could not get the needle in the right spot. So, Axis going back to square one all over again.
6:37 on the clock, and my word for the night appears to be dude, and I'm not sure why, because I never used that, but suddenly tonight...
Dude, where's my offense?
Exactly. Hey, good save. A round of applause for you, Justice P. 6-2-0. Come on, Axis. LiQuiD, you guys can do it. Making the charge now. They've got the skills. Several mistakes made so far, but they've got a 4, 5, 6-man rush right here. And it looks like they're going to take it up the spawn ladder. Some revivals being made. They're kind of dallying around out on the tarmac, getting picked off. Time to make the charge, guys. 6:02. Let's do it. Axis now, waiting for the charge. Let's stand by. Up the rampart side.
All right.
Charging forward. Very quiet. Opposition does not see them. Here comes the rush. We have some trouble now as the Axis incoming, and here's the charge. Here they come. Charging forward. Axis now with a decisive push against the Allied defense. Nice panther from Cash. Taken down Gorilla. Major carnage. Allies in control. Green light on top. We've got an engineer. Pringles is down and denied. He's got it. Nearly had it planted and shot down by an MP40 from Nomich, who saves the day, much to our horror. 5:20 on the clock. Allies maintain control. Damn it.
Allies do maintain control, but we do have a little bit of sniper rifle action. It's Purple Rain getting a couple of allies, Moorman and Cash getting owned as they cross the rampart, and that's going to leave the door open for the Axis team to attack once again. So we're going to be expecting a push here inside the garage. Looks like we've got a little bit of action. A couple members of the Axis squad, Gorilla and Shadow still alive, a lieutenant and medic in respect, engaging now. Oh! Grenade from behind takes down Shadow. Inferno getting owned by Corollary's handgun. Only one is left is Gorilla. He's a medic. Can he work? He's in a one-on-one pistol battle. Now goes for the revival. Manages to get the revival on Inferno. Now LiQuiD turning around and reviving his teammate. So the Axis still alive thanks to some handy medic work. But you know what? It's just a battle of attrition here as the Allies are respawning, getting back in there, and it's going to be slowly mowing down the Axis. One medic at a time here, buddy. Back to you.
4:23. We've got several members of the Axis LiQuiD roster down here inside of the Allied garage.
Oh, doing a good job.
Nice sniper rifle. Look at that sniper rifle going down right there. Purple Rain taking out Nomich and
3 in a row.
Nice. Marksman. Get the time. Here we go. Incoming airstrikes.
Moorman, it looks like the Axis team is having a very, very strong push.
Don't see it. There's the Uprise Panzerfaust. Cash taking down the incoming rush of Inferno and Gorilla. Engineer plant, you said it? I don't see it. Where's the engineer? Oh, incoming Pringles. Justice, where's he at? Take it away. He's on the tower.
Airstrike. Dodge the airstrike. Oh, he almost got home. Oh, he got taken out. Not Thompson. I don't know where that came from, but he got taken out. Could not get the plant down. 3 minutes, 39 seconds left on the clock. I thought he was going to get taken out by the airstrike, but he ducked in momentarily. The airstrike did not connect, but it held him back long enough for Nock to get into a position to actually take him out with some long-range Thompson fire. Where that came from, I do not know, but one thing is for certain. The Axis are not done yet, as they do have some presence up top at the towers, and are managing to catch the Allies in the respawn phase. Allies not looking so hot now, but the Axis getting pinned back on the tarmac, Warwitch. This could be awfully close because it's sort of a battle to see who can get to the tower first, because if the Axis don't get a plant, if not, the Allies will be able to set up in defense once again. With 3 minutes left on the clock, this is a pivotal moment. Back to you, buddy.
Yo, a pivotal moment where the Axis come out on top. 2-5-4, you called it, Justice, and the Axis LiQuiD now in control of the tower, rushing up the spiral, up from all sides. Here comes Pringles, 2-4-6. If he can just get a plan, if he can just do it now, he's going to bring his team up 2-0. Incoming charge. Come on, stay alive. Backed up now by a medic. There's the green light, and down by artillery support. He was left.
How did they not see that? When the blue smoke is above you, good lord.
2:20, oh come on.
If you've got the blue smoke above the thing, then you can't plant it. For the love of God.
For all that is holy, they had it. And again denied. You've got to respect the Uprise defense. These guys will not let go. Justice, they are relentless. This defense is not going to give up a point because there's Cash with another Panzerfaust. And with Panzerfaust kills like that, taking out Pringles and Inferno, you ain't doing nothing. It's over. 1-5-0. We might have another standoff.
Now I gotta do it. I gotta do it.
1:44.
Well, 1 minute and 43 seconds, that's enough time. They have one more rush coming up here, but the Allies have been able to respawn, resupply, and get into a firm defensive position. So the Axis team has their work cut out for them. They are inside the garage. Knock was taken out by someone. LiQuid Shadow, he's an engineer, he's in the spiral, he's waiting for some backup. Here comes Gorilla. 1 minute, 24 seconds left on the clock. Best Shoutcast ever, says OGL Inferno. And it's it's just goofiness. That's what it is, buddy.
Yes.
Sometimes you gotta go to the mattresses, you know what I'm saying? Pull out a little something. Little action now. Corollary Sniper Rifle taking out a couple members of LQD. And with only 2 members of the Axis team inside the spirals, with a minute left, they are forced to make their move against the vastly overpowering defense. 2 on 3 now, Warwitch. The action outside. Back to you, buddy.
Last chance. Here we go. Come on, Axis. 46 seconds. Uprise. Allied coalition forces. Oh man, they own the comm tower like we own Baghdad. 37 seconds. Let's sound the award. Oh my God, buddy, it's not going to happen this time. And round 3, set 2. LiQuID unable.
Set 3, round 2.
And we're now heading off to round 4. Set number 1. In T-minus 20 seconds, we may as well wrap it up right now.
Yeah, get it out of the way.
Countdown underway. What a man! I'm gonna dig for some more sounders as you talk about the stats.
All right. Well, things even more even this time. 51% efficiency for LQD, 48% efficiency for Uprise. LQD actually had a pretty decent offensive effort. Unfortunately, a couple miscues spelled doom for them. The first one being the engineer trying to plant outside when airstrikes and Thompson fire were kind of keyed in on him. He could have gone inside the cubbyhole and gotten the plant. Instead, he chose to get outside, got killed. Second time, artillery called on the tower itself. The engineer and the medic backing him up, oblivious to this fact, decided to go in for the plant anyway and got owned before they could get the red light completed. They also had another chance to get an engineer near the tower. That failed. So you got to say, all in all, LQD's offense is superior to that of Uprise, but not enough to dominate any kind of defense here. And you know what? This is going to be a very, very long game. In fact, it's already been a very long game.
Yes, it
but
has.
There's no end in sight. The score is still 1-0.
But according
and we're looking at about 1 point for every 4 rounds or every 3 rounds. You know, we're going to be done about 2 a.m.
the 4th of 5 rounds. Does it only
So
go to
there's
5?
a cap? Is that what we're saying? I don't know.
Let's find out. We'll be back. The
We're
answer to that
asking, we are
question
inquiring.
in a moment.
There's nothing worse than a competitive team without a server to call home, always begging others for practice space, having to give up the home field advantage every match, and generally not getting the respect you deserve. Pro teams need a home, and ClanBank has the answer. ClanBank offers fast and powerful game servers for almost all of the popular internet multiplayer games. Get hosted with servers for games like Quake 3 Arena, Half-Life, Jedi Knight 2, Return to Castle Wolfenstein, and Soldier of Fortune 2. They also host many popular mods such as Urban Terror, Counter-Strike, Team Fortress Classic, Day of Defeat, Rocket Arena, and Team Arena. Visit www.clanbank.com right now and check out the best prices around for private and public server hosting for your team. It's cheaper than you think, and it will give your team the competitive edge you need to be the best. www.clanbank.com.
Access Gold. You and he got to know each other. Good times indeed. 838 on the clock. I also had to use the Ponte, and that's a long enough sounder to give me a chance to get back on the computer. So 830. Well, what's going on here? We got a lot of people probably just dialing in saying, what in the hell is it going on? We've got a nice rush right now. Here's something. Before we talk about that, let's make it happen. Incoming charge. Here comes LiQuiD trying to set the time. We got a 4 or 5 man charge up the rampart side. Come on, guy. Get it done. We've got an engineer. We've got medics. We've got lieutenants. We've got a Panzerfaust by Cash taking down Gorilla, but that's okay, because the engineer is still alive, I think. Let's look. Oh, Pringle's still alive. Oh, Pringles, come on. Stay alive, buddy. Stay alive, buddy. Come on. Inferno right behind him. Now, medic on top of him. Oh, it's just Inferno and Pringles now. It's the medic and the engineer. It's the engineer down. It's Inferno making the revival. It's Pringles saying, what up? Pringles now alive. Charging forward. Pringles down by the Panzerfaust. Oh, no. And our hopes are dashed.
Once you pop, you can't stop.
737, buddy. Storyline time. Give it to us.
Oh, no. All right, storyline is this. Both teams' offense suck. Both
Easy,
teams'
Tiger.
defense not bad. And the score 1-0 in favor of LQD after about 10 tied rounds and one successful plant on the tower. We had a second plant at one time, but the Allies actually managed to defuse it, something that absolutely never happens on this map, except when we are shoutcasting it. And even then, it's just to spite us.
701. I would not say the offenses suck. They're definitely decisive and they're making the charge, but the defenses on either side are simply too strong. There's been some offensive mistakes, like when you have an engineer and a medic on the tower. You just wait for the airstrike. A little too much. Just got blindsided right there. That was definitely a costly maneuver. 635. A little more patience, maybe. I don't know. A little more aggression. It could go either way. We need a little more aggression with a little more heads-upness on the offensive side for the plays that need to be done, because there's just some critical plays that are standing in the way of both teams and their offense for getting anything done. Round 4, set 1. Here's the next charge. Rampart side. Allied spawn ladder machine gun fire by Mormon Thompson taking down Shadow. Shadow down, then Panzer by Cash. They've got to snipe him. They've got to take him out, because that Panzer just obliterates them every time they come up this side. But Pringles is alive, and he's going to drop a dynamite over there by the spawn ladder for no particular reason. Waiting now. He's just going to leave that green light behind him. He's all alone now. He's lost all of his support. Granted, there's several members of the Axis, another engineer, running a 2-engineer squad here. Cash comes up behind him and takes down Pringles with a pistol. So that engineer is down, and that push ain't going to happen. 542. We've got some more Axis dabbling around here by the spawn ladder. Now a medic and engineer combo. Shadow the engineer. Very engineer-heavy squad this time around for LiQuiD.
Yeah, no doubt about it, and they want to maximize on their opportunities. Unfortunately, those opportunities are going to be fewer and farther between if they don't have more medic work. So I think they need to switch back to their original offense. Their offense isn't bad if they just stick with their game plan and not revert back into onesies and twosies like they did in set number 2 when they hit the wall. They should be able to get a plant. It won't be an amazing time, but you know, a 6-minute, 7-minute, 8-minute, even a 9-minute plant, that's enough to get a point in tonight's match. So I think LQD just needs to stick with their game plan as it's been playing out for them the entire evening, and eventually they're going to pull through. Once they get up to 2-0, it's going to be awfully hard for the Uprise team to even see any kind of hope, and at that point I think LQD will be able to sweep it 3-0. But they still have to get that second point before we can talk about any kind of sweeps. Warwitch, back to you.
Well, it's been an aggressive game of near misses so far at 429, just conserving our energy now. We are now in conservation
Why is it called
mode.
a near miss? You almost hit them. Shouldn't it be called a near hit?
I don't know, but we got to push. Hey, we got Pringles. We got Pringles. We got an engineer. Oh my God, we got some trouble now. We got an engineer by the tower. Incoming LiQuiD can get it done. They could go all the way. Here's the charge. LiQuiD charging forward. The goat goes wild. Pringles is down. Come on, revive that bad boy. He's up. He's charging up the ladder. Here comes Pringles. Dun 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 dun. Charging forward. Pringles. Green light. Airstrike just misses. And Pringles, come on, do it, buddy. Pringles, do it, do it, do it, do it, do it, do it. And he gets the plant. Yabo! LiQuiD take charge at 346. Double plant on the tower. Thank you, LiQuiD. Hallelujah. Amen. You are my new favorite team. Countdown is underway. No way the Allies can disarm this one. Cross my fingers now. 321. Or 331. Take it home, Justice. Countdown underway.
Well, there are a couple of allies at the base of the tower, but neither of them are engineers. So it looks like the dynamite is going to blow, and it looks like Uprise
The Axis win.
is gonna see themselves facing a 6-minute and 41 clock time, going into round number 2 of what feels like set number 10.
Well, the ref is gone. The first casualty in the war tonight. Inferno is down in the field, and he's not even on the server to witness the glory of a plant time at 6:41 by the LiQuiD roster. Finally, we've got something going on here tonight, Justice P. Stats.
Finally, we do. Looking at the stats, as I bring up my little window of ownage here. 65% efficiency for the Uprise team in defeat. LQD 35% efficiency, but they maximized their opportunities and were very efficient in the time that it counted. So 35% efficiency got them very far that time. In fact, they only had one man above 50%. That was Abusive with 4 kills and 3 deaths. Looking at the Uprise squad, Cash, 14 kills, 5 deaths. He's got the Panzerfaust action going on for him. We've mentioned his name several times. 83% for Corollary, 5 kills, 1 death. 81% for Moorman, 9 kills, 2 deaths. Getting it done Paradigm Shift style, baby. And basically just all around pretty decent fragging effort by the Uprise team. They just unfortunately got overrun at a wrong time. So you're going to see them now with the pressure on to get something done on offense.
Here's some shout-outs for you, because we are waiting for the admin. Knock wants to give a shout-out to his biatch, Immortal. Shadow would like to say also shout-out to Glacier, a shout-out to Muddy from Locked On Target, from Gorilla, from LQD. A shout-out to Wolf TV viewers, from myself. A shout-out to Glacier once again so we can rage the tower, from LQD Shadow. Let me check IRC, buddy. Let's find out what's going on there. And you can cover the shout-outs in-game. Take a look here at any PMs I may have. A big shout-out to OGL Jaster, Kata Jade, who is likely dialed in having fun. Main channel. Who else might be listening? Very quiet out here. I'm going to give a shout-out to High Voltage. And to your mom, Justin.
That's fire.
Shout-out to
totally unnecessary. Okay, you've never met my mom. You've certainly never had any kind of relations with her, and now you just gotta make fun of her like that, shouting out to her. That's not cool.
This shout-out to Justice's mom is brought to you by the OGL. Maybe.
Bob 2 is brought to you by the OGL.
The Online Gaming League is one of the most competitive leagues available on the gaming scene today. Run by a hardcore group of devoted players, gamers, and officials, it has continued to expand the number of games it covers, adding all the latest titles such as Battlefield 1942 and Unreal Tournament 2003. With over 2,900 clans listed, the OGL is the fastest growing gaming league online. If your clan is looking to sign up for an ultra-competitive ladder, then the OGL is just for you. For more information, visit www.worldogl.com.
Psychoservers.com.
Alright, here's the deal, kids.
If you're looking for game server hosting with insane performances at a price that's just plain crazy,
You know, in a good kind of crazy way.
you need to pay a visit to Psycho Servers. Formerly known as Dragoon's Lair Gaming, Psycho Servers is renovating itself and bringing gamers the best possible price and performance for affordable game server hosting.
You can't afford to pass up giving these guys a look. The prices will impress you, and the game selection is great too.
www.psychoservers.com. Go crazy.
Tired of getting outsniped, outdissed, and outchained every time you go outside? Don't you just hate those guys? Don't play a hate, retaliate with the all-new and improved AutoAim.cs. That's right. Now you can hit those insane mid-airs and 2-mile snipes every single time. AutoAim.cs. Get yours today. Available.
Music drama and comedy may be enjoyed in one's own home, for radio's greatest application is in broadcasting mass entertainment. Sound effects add realism to dramatic programs and are produced by specialists in a small, although very interesting field. Actors and actresses perform for unseen audiences, and control men skillfully operate the apparatus which mixes sound effects, music, and dialogue.
TSN Sounder Package, take 2. Das Team Sportscast Network presents Bargain Hell. Try it again. Das Team Sportscast Network presents Return to Castle Wolfenstein. Primetime. Stein. Return to Castle Wolfenstein. Not Steen. Stein. The Team Sportscast Network. Now.
You're listening to TSN, the Team Sportcast Network.
Der ist Sauerkraut in mein Lederhosen. That's a good one. It's from that one movie. Team Sportscast Network. Fight. Whoops.
The Team Sportscast Network. The Team Sportscast Network! The Team Sportscast Network!
For anyone listening and wondering why Breaker's stuck in a well, Cold Shot's recording properties aren't set right, and right now we're running out of time, so we need to keep it this way. So I'm gonna sound like I'm stuck in a well here, or a bathroom stall, or whatever. Use your imagination.
I'm Todd Hollinshead from id Software, and listening to Return to Castle Wolfenstein tournaments on TSN kicks ass.
Sorry.
All right. Welcome back. Couple more shout-outs, and then we're going to find out what's going down in round 200, set 2. A shout-out from Violent J to the Axis Goat, much to your chagrin, Justice Pete. And a shout-out to my friend Dracos from Synergy fame in Tribes 1. He's dialed in, haven't seen him in a while, and he's out there on the land of IRC. Justice, you're on server, what's going on, though? Well, game is underway, look at that. Oh, you're on mute. I put your ass on mute, sucker. Hold on. All right.
You put me on mute?
Yeah, you were talking.
I hate you so very much. It was funny. It was comedic gold, my friend, and you missed out on it. And the world is a little bit sadder for it.
Looks like the game is underway. Let's talk about LQD's plan time of 6:41. And Inferno is back on the server. Now LQD Allied Defense versus Uprise Axis Offense. Already with the Dynamite Plant Warehouse entrance 4:42 on the clock. Let's get readjusted here. And Justice, readjusted Justice. You're on server. Give us a rundown of what's happened so far in this engagement.
All right. Well, not a whole lot has happened. The Axis reclaimed the gate hatch. They got the forward deployment flag there. Now making their way across the tarmac. Now they're kind of set up camp outside of the Allied respawn, which is not going to get them any closer to the tower itself, and that's basically what they need to do, and that's where they're going wrong. Medi and Knock outside the Allied respawn, engaging, parlaying, Panzerfaust Blast, lets loose, does not kill anybody, Medi takes him out instead. And now there's only one member of the Allied team outside, he's by the boxes, he's in a 2-on-1 situation. Going against Inferno now, Inferno runs in, he's a medic, Medi knifes the corpse of the fallen Panzerfaust Master. And finally, Inferno gets taken out by Knox Thompson. Now we've got a couple members of Axis team inside the respawn itself, making their way up the spawn side ladder. One of them gets mown down. Medics follow now. Medics going to make their way. And looks like they've got 2 men now across the rampart, but lots of Allied smoke. And 3:37 left on the clock. I am getting binged to all hell in IRC. Whoever's doing that, knock it off. And Warwitch, back to you.
Well, alright, 3:27 on the clock here. I'm going to be conserving my energy here for just the critical moments now as we're looking for the smattering of the incoming Axis offense here tonight. Uprise, if they can't get something done here in the next 3 minutes, then we've got a 2-0 lead for LiQuiD. Now we got the Allies, LiQuiD team in defense around the comm tower, taking some sporadic fire. Here's the potential incoming rush. I see 6 incoming members now of Uprise bounding across the tarmac. Let's take a look. Knock is a Lieutenant, Gnomish medic. Moorman Medic looking behind me as well. That's all that I see at the moment. Moving into the Allied garage now. Incoming, heading towards the spiral. No opposition inside. Knock and friends inside now. Standing guard and awaiting. Backed up now by, it looks like they're going to be heading towards or dropping some grenades and airstrikes up over that hand-over-hand ladder that leads to the plateau by the comm tower. Purple Rain is there dropping some grenades down. Back down we go. Incoming airstrike right there. Knocks support fire, takes down Shadow. Shadow is down. Moving back up around the spiral ladder now, waiting for any kind of access to get something done. Nothing going on. Wait a minute. Justice typing to me, looking for an engineer. I see nothing. Just as that rush shut down, 215. Oh!
Garage, buddy. Incoming Allied, or Axis running out of the spiral. 4 of them now engaging against 2 or 3 members of the Allied team. Allied's doing a good job to take them out, but support fire. Nice. LQD abusive, taking out Moorman and Gnomish. And all of a sudden, the Allies looked like they were in trouble, but they managed to get back into it, courtesy of that support fire. So now the Allies in control once again of the tower. Axis set back to their respawn with 1 minute 50 seconds left on the clock. Things not looking so good for the Uprise squad. Warwitch, back to you.
All right, time to get that energy and excitement going on once again, because we are nearing a pivotal time in the game. LiQuiD here at just 1:39 remaining. If they can hold off this next and final rush by Uprise, they're going to go up 2-0. BoB 2, round 3 tonight. MP Assault, here's the charge. Incoming Uprise. Come on, guys. Axis incoming now, making it by the bomber. Under the bomber now. Airstrike misses Moorman. Moorman takes some fire from the airstrike, but he's the medic, so he lays down the packs. A-OK, charging now. There's a nice grenade from Shadow, takes down Moorman. Knock TK's cash from Uprise, and now we've got some revivals on the tarmac as Corollary with a sniper rifle is again charging forward across the tarmac. Not the most effective weapon, and he's down, taken down by Medi. I'm not sure what he's doing, but that sniper rifle ain't no good at close range like that. You've got to be long range. He needs to switch to another weapon, and it shows because he's unable to back up his teammates as they charge inside of the Allied garage, and they're shut down. LiQuiD looks like they could get it done. 1 minute warning right here. 44 seconds remain. Justice, take it home.
All right, 10 seconds left on the clock. 8, 7, 6. No Allied or Axis engineers in sight, and LQD is about to go up 3-2 now, or 3-1, or 2-0. That's the score. 27 seconds. Time is over. We're in garbage time now, as we're just waiting for the clock to run down to 0. But Uprise now, almost an impossible feat. Their offense has managed only 1 plant out of all 6 rounds here tonight, and that plant was defused. So their offense, not a whole lot of hope. If you're an Uprise member right now, feeling a little dejected because you're getting beat by the underdog LQD team, a team that didn't even finish with a 500 season record in Cal, finishing the year 4-5, whereas Uprise was one of the strongest guys in the West with a record of 7-3. So this is definitely a little ego trout slapping on the part of LQD here, and Uprise is hurting right now, buddy.
Here's the quick storyline for you if you are just dialing in. Round 1, set 1, Uprise unable. LiQuiD then at 3-5-7-1-0 for LiQuiD. Round 2, set 1, LiQuiD unable. Round 2, set 2, Uprise unable. Round 3, set 1, Uprise unable, but almost get it done. Round 3, set 2, LiQuiD unable. Round 4, set 1, Uprise, or rather LiQuiD at 6:41. And round 4, set 2, unable. Well, Uprise unable. 2-0 lead for LiQuiD. Will the momentum switch in the favor of Uprise? I don't know. If things continue like this, well, LiQuID's going to walk out of here with a 3-0 victory. That's what we're going to find out here on TSN's coverage of RTCW. Waiting now. Stand by.
On April 7th, 2003, TSN will proudly present OGL, the Online Gaming League's return to Castle Wolfenstein Battle on the Beachhead 2 tourney.
Tune in and listen to all the coverage on and off the battlefield as the best RTCW teams duke it out face to face. Our best casters will bring it to you live. For more information, visit OGL's BoB 2 website at bob2.worldogl.com. All this and more on your choice for the esports revolution. TSN.
This just in from TSN News Desk. More people with internet access listen to the Team Sportscast Network than those who don't have internet access. If you're listening to us with your internet access, thank you for listening. The number 1 station for online gaming, TSN.
Welcome back, and thanks to our listeners to make us the #1 station in online broadcasting tonight. Justice, shut it. 9:04 on the clock. Allied defense, come on. LQD, Shadow, Purple Rain, Gorilla, Pringles, Abusive, and Inferno. Axis incoming, Uprise, Corollary, Mormon, Knock, Gnomish, Medi, and Cash. These guys are going to try to get something done at 8:50 remaining for the Wolf TV listeners out there, synchronized with the Shoutcast tonight. Now's the chance for Uprise to gain the momentum, but if they can't get a plant, well, they're going to be in trouble. Here we go. Justice incoming now. Uprise and you. Let's do it.
All right, now we've got some Axis making their way past that plane. A little Panzerfaust action shoots into the Allied respawn. Does not connect. Allied's still alive. There's two of them there, in fact, and only Moorman is trying to take him on. Oh, now Moorman gets some help. Crossfire takes out Abusive, courtesy of Mendy. We have a dynamite planted at the warehouse entrance now as the Axis team making their way up the spawn side ladder, not wasting any time, not dilly-dallying outside of the Allied respawn. And this is actually a pretty good push. And it looks like the Allied team are prepared, but they're getting slowly overrun now. Moorman getting the job done, taking out all three defenders of LQD outside the tower. Now they're just waiting. Oh, but here comes a medic. LQD Pringles reviving. The Axis team did not kill the corpses. Rookie mistakes here as the LQD medic was able to get up the little rabbit hole out of the garage, hops up there, revive the entire team, and now the Axis team is dead. So just a horrible, horrible mistake on the part of the Axis for not killing those two corpses there on the ground, and that cost them dearly now. 7 minutes and 30 seconds left on the clock. We'll back to you.
Well, with the respawn, here's with another push. 7:25. Uprise had a very nice push right there. They've really brought their A-game now to this final engagement because they realize they are losing the game and they've got to do something inside now. That cubby hole, inside that rabbit hole, as you call it, inside the Allied garage. We've got them regrouping here, waiting to charge forward. Incoming rush now. Incoming charge up the spiral. Here come the Axis. Uprise doing it. Here they come. Soldiers and soldats, medics, lieutenants, and engineers charging forward to a hail of fire and support fire, and all of the Axis are going to go down as the Allies shut it down and maintain control. LiQuiD want to advance to round 4 and battle on DOS Beachhead, and they are getting it done. If they can just maintain this rigid style defense, Uprise ain't gonna stand a chance. What happened, Justice? It was
getting
wild
it done
time.
like Warwich's mom at a $3 buffet.
Son of a...
The Allied defense. Axis now passing that half track, my friend. They've respawned. Allied defense was just supreme there, as their artillery strikes were impeccable. Their aim and crossfire was superb. And now, once again, Uprise is just getting shrouded left and right. LQD just went through about 6 or 7 guys without even losing one. And if you look at the console right now, Warwitch, you're going to see all LQD on the left. Or, excuse me, all Uprise on the left, all LQD on the right. And that's not good for the incoming Axis squad, buddy. Back to you.
Well, 5-5-0. Uprise now really trying to get something going here, but it looks like they are faltering, slowing down a little bit. The battle of attrition wearing them down. Entering now, we've got some of the Axis members into the Allied garage where the Allies handily hand them their ass. Scratch that. It looks like Uprise comes out on top, but there's the markers of incoming artillery fire. Incoming rush. Here they come. Charging forward. Uprise up the rampart. Uprise in control. Charging towards the tower. Guerrilla medic versus incoming Uprise Mormon medic. Medics reviving each other. Axis in position. Uprise with a chance. 5:14 on the clock. Axis and Allies now engaging. Allies losing control. Pringles, medic ally, dodges aside and leaves the tower behind. Looking for an engineer. LQD trying to get something done as the Allied defense. Uprise now in control. They've got the tower, but I do not see an engineer. They're going to have to muster someone in position fast because here come the Allies. The Saints are marching in. Here comes LQD, and LQD regain control of the comm tower. Nice push from Uprise, but no engineer equals disaster, and that equation spells a victory for LQD. 439, all you.
All right. Well, LQD just decimated themselves, and Cash helped out a little bit too with a 2-man Panzerfaust right there. So all of a sudden, LQD got themselves pushed back against the ropes, waiting for that respawn. Here comes LQD Pringles with the Axis team crossing the half track, probably going to beat them to the tower. LQD Abusive and Pringles getting taken out by Moorman and Gnomish, respectively. Knock was then killed by Purple Rain. Inferno goes down, or Moorman goes down, Knock goes down, and we do have a couple members of the Axis team, 3 members to be exact, inside the garage, but it's giving them the Allies time to get set back up outside the base of the tower. Now, if the Axis were to push right now, they'd be in a 3-on-3 or a 3-on-2 situation, but they're delaying, waiting for reinforcements, and all that's doing is allowing the Allies to respawn and get back into defense. Warwitch, back to you.
Taking a breath and standing by. Very little action, sporadic onesies and twosies, incoming Allied action. More. Whoa! We got a crazy assortment of Axis down here in the Allied garage. We're gonna stand by. Let's wait for the rush. Several members stay behind. Several members probe the Allied defense. Incoming up the spiral. Gnomish right there. And more men charging forward. Onesies and twosies when they've got their whole squad below. Charging forward up the spiral. We might have some Axis coming up from down below. But the Thompson of Gorilla takes down Gnomish and Moorman, and they are denied. Knocks support fire, then obliterates Pringles from LQD Allied Coalition. Now it looks like that Axis push is not going to happen. It may have been that Uprise split their forces, sending several up the spiral and several up that little bunny rabbit hole up from the Allied garage, and it just did not work out for them as the Axis were, or rather the Allied LQD team were able to shut them down on both sides with 240 remaining. LQD Shadow is up here inside around the comm tower, and he's just laying down some long-range machine gun fire to any incoming, handling cleaning up the Axis, who now are forced to respawn, but these guys are scattered all across the map, Justice, at 225.
Yep, things not looking too hot for the Uprise offense. If they can't get the job done here, Axis team of LQD is going to have the entire time to get the job done in round number 2. But things, let's not put the horse in front of the cart here, or the cart in front of the horse, because putting the horse in front of the cart would be the right way to do it. Axis push now outside of the spiral. Lots of action at the base of the towers. Airstrikes coming in. Inferno getting blasted by Gnomish's support fire. Shadow team killed by LCD Abusive. Abusive goes down thanks to Medi's MP40. Axis doing a good push. We're getting crossfired now. Axis Engineer comes up there, gets mown down. Axis
we got something cooking.
Revival. But in the end, the Axis fall, buddy. Back to you.
The Axis fall. Revivals being made briefly. For a moment we had something cooking as the Axis Uprise offense had their engineer in position with several medics, but ultimately coming out on top, Pringles medic, LQD Gorilla medic, and Inferno medic. 3-man medic squad were able to hold down the incoming carnage of the Axis. 116 remains. May as well sound the 1-minute warning now, because LiQuiD is likely going to have the full time on the clock to go 3-0. 107 remains, looking for the Axis. Basically, it's just countdown time to disaster for Uprise.
All right, well, I can smell what Uprise's offense is cooking, and it smells like ass, baby. They're not going to get anything done, Warwitch, with 48 seconds left on the clock. They have control of the tower. Oh, they've got an engineer up top. Oh. Only 3 seconds, 42 seconds. Oh. I might have spoken too soon. Oh, there's an ally up there. Oh, the ally took him out. Oh, Jesus Christ. Good Lord. Oh, can I get a hey, man?
Hell yeah.
Oh, what's for the Pete's sake? Oh, the humanity. Oh. They had 3 members of the Axis team up top. There was 1 ally in the cubbyhole waiting. 2 of the members of the Axis team ran right by him, and then the Axis engineer, the only engineer, comes strolling along, and the ally pounces on him from behind, taking him out, and that is it, my friend. Uprise had a golden opportunity in the end. It could not capitalize.
Another critical mistake for Uprise. It's mistakes like that have cost them the game so far, Justice. And that mistake is one they will not forget. He had 2 escorts that failed to clear the ambush of 1 ally standing there. 1 LQD member just waiting. Clearly could have ambushed him and take him down and allowed the engineer to plant at about 37-second countdown, which would have enabled them at least the chance to get a point. But because they failed to do that, it is now a full 10 minutes on the clock, and LiQuiD has the full time they need to get something done to go 3-0.
Yep, things not so good for the Uprise team. There's just so many miscues. These guys have gotten so close so many times, but just cannot seal the deal, my friend. Looking at the statistics, 57% efficiency for LiQuiD, 42% efficiency for Uprise. Top performers for the Uprise team, Moorman, 9 kills, 8 deaths. He was the only guy above 50%. Looking at LiQuiD roster, both Purple Rain and Abusive had 70% efficiency. Inferno, Gorilla, and Pringles all had 50%, and Shadow coming in at 38. So the LiQuiD team with a frag's edge, as they've had pretty much the entire evening. And now they're feeling pretty good about their chances to go into round number 4 of the Battle of Beachhead 2 tournament. And Warwitch, let's not forget, this LiQuiD team, they were the underdogs going into tonight's match, and they are 10 minutes removed from walking away with a clean sweep. And, you know, that's no small matter against such a quality team in Uprise.
You know, you're right. And all kidding aside, it's been a fun game. We've been joking quite a bit, but the carnage will not stop, though it might soon come to an end. DS Rambo wants to give a shout out to your mom as well, Justice, and id Software would like to do the same.
Bob 2 is brought to you by id Software. id Software is the most prestigious group of game developers in the world. Creators of the wildly popular Doom, Quake, and Wolfenstein series, id Software has been fragging the competition since 1991 with game titles that will blow your mind away. Stunning graphics and liquid smooth gameplay add to the rich and innovative game engines that emerge from the underground layers of the id development team. For more information, visit the id website at www.idsoftware.com.
Well, this could be it. This could be the final moment. Uprise now, Allied defense. They better hold off LiQuiD for another 9 minutes and 12 seconds, or it is game over. LiQuiD, Pringles, Purple Rain, Shadow, Gorilla, Inferno, Abusive versus Uprise, Gnomish, Corollary, Knock, Medi, Cash, and Moorman. 901 Justice P tracking the action. Our infield correspondent. Take it away.
Alright, well, we've got some access now nearing the plane out in the tarmac, for which there are 4 of them there. We do have a plant now at the warehouse entrance, although there's only been one time when it's been used, and that did not work out well for the Uprise offense that one time that they tried it. Now a little bit of action as the Axis make their way up top. They're making their way up the spawn ladder, passing the ramparts. Only 2 members of the Allied team to stop. Nice. Oh, Cash and Panzerfloss again with a 2-man kill. Inferno going in for a revival, but does not get there. He gets mown down before he can get the adrenaline inside of his fallen teammate. So Axis team with a good push, but all for naught as Cash with the big Panzerfloss once again closing that door. Warwitch, back to you.
8:12 on the clock right now. This is the critical time. I do not want to go into a new round. LiQuiD need to get it done. Let's seal this bad boy up with a 3-0 victory for LiQuiD now. These guys, they know they've got to get it done now. So here's the rush across the tarmac. Shadow Engineer backed up by Inferno. Medic and Gorilla. Medic into the Allied garage, taking some machine gun fire, charging forward. Shadow alive, Shadow revived, incoming Gorilla to make the revivals on Inferno. Inferno, Medic alive, machine gun fire in the spiral. Panzerfaust, Cash vaporizes himself, and that is going to be a costly maneuver because he was the sole defense against the incoming rush that is incoming now. But it looks like their engineer is down. The LiQuiD engineer is down. Incoming push on the tower fails, and it looks like Uprise is able to hold off against the push of the Axis right there. Nice attempt from LiQuiD at 7-2-0, but denied. LiQuiD Abusive now down. Loitman down on the ground on the tarmac in front of the bomber, making his way to the Allied garage when we might soon and shortly have another rush and another push. 7:09. All you.
Alright, well, the Allied team, Abusive getting exploded by Moorman's grenade. Gnomish team killed by Corollary, and Moorman getting taken out by Purple Rain sniper rifle. So he's going to be revived, but it shows that the LiQuiD offense is alive, and they're causing a little bit of chaos before they even get to the tower itself, which is good news if you're an LiQuiD fan. I believe the Axis team is now inside the garage. They are indeed reviving their teammates and lying in wait, preparing for the big rush that is bound to happen soon. It looks like they're going to be splitting their force, maybe 3 members up the Spiral, a couple members up the Foxhole, and Warwitch going to hand the action over to you.
All right, let's stand by. Waiting on the spiral now. We've got a rush. We've got some action. Here comes the push. Here come the Axis. Making the charge. Dropping some grenades.
And there they
Stalled
go.
a little bit. Charging forward. Here it comes. Engineer leads the charge and then decides that ain't so wise. And then they go back down to the garage. Back at the garage now. Waiting for the next rush. Full squad down here. LQD. 601. Here's the rush. Incoming, waiting, come on. Making the charge, guys. You can do it. LiQuiD just
Every
bounding
time you say here's
back
the rush, they duck back inside.
Here
Here's
they go.
not the rush. You should say that, and maybe they'll run out.
They just can't get out of the garage. 5:33 on the clock, Justice.
Artillery.
Yeah.
The artillery could take a couple out if they're not careful.
They're playing it safe, absolutely. They're trying to find that weak spot in the Allied Uprise defense. They may have found it. They're dropping some grenades and airstrikes up the foxhole that leads to the comm tower. Nice grenade from Gorilla, takes down Nomich. Here we go. Gorilla incoming now. We've got to charge up that foxhole side. Gorilla taking some fire, and it looks like he is going to come out on top. We've got some machine gun fire. We've got the Axis rushing in. Here's the charge. Here's an airstrike. Abusive airstrike taking down Cash. Incoming the Axis making the run, taking control. There's an engineer in position, looking. Revive now. Pringle's alive. Pringle's there, dodging aside. Incoming airstrike avoided. Allies now losing control. 447. LiQuiD have got to do it. LiQuiD now charging forward. Here comes the engineer. Pringle's the last man standing. Pringle's charging forward. Pringle's now 5-yard line. Pringle's now leaning over. Pringle's now green light. 4-3-4. Pringle's can do it. Takes a snipe and survives. Pringle's gets it done at 4-2-9 remaining. This could be it. It could be game over. Justice 4-2-4. Take it home. Hooja!
I do not see any Allied engineers in sight, my friend, and I think this could be the game. I think good games being exchanged already. Nox saying good games with a Z lead Haxer style. Looks like 4 minutes 11, 4 minutes 10, and I believe that's all she wrote, my friend. It's LQD with the upset. Going to be clean sweeping Team Uprise here, 3-0, and advancing to round 4, the Elite 8 of the Battle of the Beachhead 2 tournament, my friend. Wow.
Well, it's about frickin' time. Hallelujah. Congratulations to the powerful much in me for a post-game show.
Yeah, I think we're going to have to call it a game, my friend. So long, 2 hours. And it was a good game, but it's time to go. And good games being exchanged between both clans. Uprise obviously a little bit disappointed, but you know they lost in a very hard-fought battle with a lot of ties and a lot of defensive stalemates there. And eventually someone had to give. And unfortunately for Uprise, It was the LQD team that came out with the victory there. So good games to LQD. They will be advancing. I'm not quite sure who they'll play yet. In fact, I'm not sure that their opponent has even played their match.
Let's go take a look here. Uprise, or rather LiQuiD, will be advancing on either the Amish World Order or Locked On Target. Should be coming up here soon. Let's take a look at the schedule. The coming events here for BoB 2. Let's take a look here. Amish World Order versus Locked On Target, going to be 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Wednesday. And I believe we are going to have Sabo and Arcvile covering that game. So the winner of that one is going to be facing LiQuiD in the coming days of Round 4 of BoB 2. Return to Castle Wolfenstein. Justice, good stuff, good times. Round 3 continues tomorrow as we do have Global Assault Team versus Clan Capital. Your quick thoughts about that one?
Well, I think we're going to definitely see CK's, first trial by fire here. They were inactive for so long, came back about a month ago, and this is going to be their first true test. Global Assault Team, I believe is what you said, and they're a pretty quality team now. And they're going to be a challenge for CK. I think CK has the advantage. I think they'll advance, but I think it's going to be definitely a match to tune into because it'll be entertaining.
Well, that is tomorrow at 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time here on the Team Sportscast Network. For Justice, I am TSN Warwitch, the Axis Shoutcaster, and we are out of here. Good games, good night, Yavol, and all that good stuff. We'll see you soon.
Word up.
Here are the Reichsender Hambush, Station Bremen, and Station DXB. This is the end of our news in English. In thanking you for your attention, I would remind you that our next transmission of news in English takes place at 9:15 Greenwich Mean Time and will be given from the Reichsender Hambush, Station Bremen, and Station DXB. Presently, you will hear our usual Sunday evening service in Gaelic from the stations Hambush, Bremen, and DJA of the 31-meter band.